The memory that was never yours. You remember it so clearly, right? That room, that face, those words. You're sure you were there. You're sure you heard it. You're sure the memory belongs to you. But your brain never asks you when it creates memories. It just puts together fragments, sights, sounds, feelings, fears, and even what you want to believe. In a false memory experiment, researchers simply showed people a photo and told them a false story. A few days later, 37% of them said they remembered it happening. Not just remember, they remembered so much. The smell of the room, the taste of the air, the expression on someone's face who never existed. Memory isn't stored like a film reel. It's rewritten every time you think about it. And each time you rewrite it, it changes. A little. Then a little more. Until what you believe is true never happened. You are not recalling the memory. You are recalling the last time you thought about that memory. You don't keep memories. Memories keep you in the way they want you to.
Number 10. The photograph that lied. The experiment began with a photograph. An ordinary photograph. A family standing in front of a park, a child smiling awkwardly, a shadowy figure in the corner. Nothing special about the photograph. And then the researcher said to the girl, "You got lost in a shopping mall when you were 5. This is the photo of you when they found you." The girl denied it. She didn't remember. But 20 minutes later, when asked again, she began to tell. Not the truth, but a plausible version of the truth. She remembered the loudspeaker announcement. She remembered the security guard reassuring her. She remembered the shirts they wore. She remembered the smell in the air. None of it exists, but the brain doesn't like a blank space. It hates the phrase, "I don't know." So it fills the space with imagination and calls it memory. The girl left the experiment with a new, sharp, emotionally charged memory, a memory that did not belong to her. False memories don't come from deception. They come from the brain's desperate attempt to create a complete story.
Number 9. The brain that fills the gaps. You think you remember every important detail, but the cold truth is most of your memories are patches, gaps that your brain automatically fills in. In Q memory experiments, scientists tell people a story that leaves out some details. When asked again a few days later, the people unconsciously fill in the blanks with completely new information. They're not trying to deceive. Their brains do it on their own, so quickly that they think it's real. When you think back to an accident, you remember the sound of the crash, the flash of light, the smell of burning. But if you are panicking, your brain probably won't be able to register anything clearly. What you remember is what you believe should have happened. Memory is not evidence. Memory is a story, optimized to make you believe it makes sense. A man was once convinced he saw a red car leaving the scene. There was no red car. His brain just took the color of the last thing he saw and assigned it to his memory. Brain doesn't care about truth. It cares about continuity.
Number 8. The memory you borrowed. Memories are not just created by you. They are also created by the people around you. In one case, 3 witnesses all remembered that the perpetrator was wearing black. No one else was wearing black at the time of the crime. But when the first person said, "I think he was wearing a dark shirt," the others adjusted their memories to fit the overall story. Memories are contagious. They can pass from person to person like a virus. You hear someone talk about their childhood, and one day you recount the same thing as if it were your own. You don't lie, you just borrow.
and then forget you borrowed. One researcher calls this phenomenon authorless memories. Collective memory is like a stream of water, flowing through everyone and leaving traces, until no one knows its true origin. You remember something happening, or you think you remember something happening. The difference is so slight that the brain doesn't know the difference. Memory doesn't just reflect you, it reflects the stories you've heard, believed, and unconsciously internalized.
Number 7. The false confidence of remembering. Here's the scary thing about memory. The more sure you are that you remember something correctly, the more likely you are to be wrong. Studies show that memory confidence and memory accuracy have no relationship. You can be very sure that someone said a sentence. You can be very sure that you saw something. You can be very sure that an event happened. And still, completely wrong. Your brain rewards dopamine when you believe you're right. That confidence causes false memories to be stamped, like a fake document with a red seal. A woman once swore she saw a man leaving a crime scene with a backpack. There was no backpack, but the image made so much sense in the context, her brain preserved it as evidence. Faith makes memories solid, even if it is built of sand. You don't remember the truth. You remember the most confident version of the truth that your brain has chosen for you.
Number 6. The brain that edits reality. Memory isn't just distorted, it's edited every time you think about it. Scientists call this memory reconsolidation. Every time you recall something, it leaves storage, goes through emotional processing, is influenced by your current mood, and is stored in a new form. Have you ever felt angry when you remember someone, and then years later when you feel sad, the memory suddenly becomes lighter? That's not a change in emotion, that's a rewriting of the memory. A young man remembers his father scolding him on a rainy evening, but when he checks the weather records for that day, the night is completely clear. The rain exists only in his memory, a new detail added to match the emotion of the memory. The brain edits memories to fit emotions. Emotions then rely on memories to reinforce themselves. A closed loop, a mirror of itself. You're not reliving a memory, you're viewing the latest version of it.
Number 5. The memory that protects you. Not all false memories are errors. Some false memories are survival mechanisms. When you experience something painful, your brain may automatically blur or erase details to protect you from the hurt. It shields you from the harsh reality. It changes the emotional intensity, it colors, it tones down. A man was in a serious accident, but only remembered a minor fall. In reality, he was lying motionless on the road and being helped by passers-by. His brain erased that episode and replaced it with a less painful version. Memory is not always history. Sometimes it is just padding. A child who has been abandoned many times may remember that the parents were busy, not because it was true, but because the memory was so dark. The brain isn't trying to make you right. It just wants you to live. Memory doesn't always betray you. It saves you. Number 4. The story you tell yourself. Part of your memory isn't built from events. It's the story you tell yourself. If you believe you are strong, your memory will highlight the moments when you stood firm. If you believe you are weak, your memory will highlight the moments when you fell. If you believe you are a victim, your memory will rewrite history accordingly. In psychology, this is called memory-biased identity. Memories are shaped by the ego. A girl who believed she had always been abandoned recounted how her friends always abandoned her when she needed them most. But when she looked at her old messages, her friends had responded in full. Her memory was right with the story in her heart. Your brain chooses memories that feel consistent. Consistency is more important than accuracy. The truth may upset you,
But stories keep you alive. You don't remember the past as it happened. You remember the past as the person you believe you are.
Number 3, the memory that never existed. One of the most terrifying experiments involving memory is creating memories from scratch. No pictures, no videos, no evidence. Just one sentence. You broke your mother's precious vase when you were 6 years old. Don't you remember? At first, participants denied it, but after a few days, they started to remember. Remember the sound, remember the fear, remember how their mother reacted. The details don't exist, but the feelings are real. The brain doesn't differentiate between real memories and memories constructed with emotions. If the emotion is strong enough, it's labeled as real. In many wrongful convictions, innocent people even remember doing things they didn't do. Their memories are altered not because they're weak, but because the human brain is built to cooperate, to fill in the gaps, to find the right story. Emotions can create memories stronger than facts.
Number 2, the memory that betrays you. Memory isn't just false. It can work against you. When you argue, you believe you remember every word correctly. When you are hurt, you believe the other person said something they never said. When you are in pain, your memory automatically chooses the perspective that hurts you more. People don't remember events. People remember the emotional experience of events. This explains why two people can have completely different memories of the same moment. No one is lying. They just have two different versions of the same footage. You think your memories protect you, but sometimes they distort in ways that make you repeat the same pain over and over again. Like a door you don't know you locked, but you walk past it every day. Memory is not your greatest enemy. Believing that memory is always true is what kills you.
Number 1, the memory that rewrites you. Memory doesn't just shape how you see the world. It shapes how you see yourself. When a false memory is repeated over and over again, it becomes the foundation of who you believe you are. A painful memory can turn into a lingering fear. A triumphant memory can become an unrepeatable pressure. A false memory can turn you into a distorted version of yourself. A man once thought his father was always cold to him. But when he looked back at old home videos, his father was always there, looking at him, smiling, helping him walk. Just because he was scolded once, his memory reconstructed his father into a cold image. When memories change, you change. And perhaps the scariest thing of all, you don't know how much you've changed. You don't know how much of who you are is based on things that never happened. Memory doesn't just rewrite the past, it rewrites you.
When memory remembers you back. Memory is not a film in a box. It is a lake. Every time you touch it, the surface ripples. Every time you remember, the image changes. There are memories that never existed. There are memories you trusted all your life. There are memories you were afraid to face. And there are memories that were replaced long ago without you even knowing it. You can't stop your brain from recreating memories, but you can learn to observe it. Learn to recognize when it distorts. Learn to understand that emotions, not facts, are the first to touch your memories. Next time you remember something so clearly, so vividly, ask yourself not, is that real? But rather, in what ways was my brain trying to protect or control me when it created this memory? If you feel this, then perhaps this is the first time you've actually seen memory as it works, not as you want to believe. If memories could rewrite you, share this video to remind someone that they're not crazy. It's just their brain trying to tell a more livable story.